issue. We'll give you the 10 minutes each. Senator Lacson, you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We saw some figures during the presentation of the BOC, no? Yung apprehensions, number of apprehensions, merong 179. I think that's for 2021. May nakita akong 309. That's 2020 or 2019. And then another one, 272. So, of all the apprehensions, only 75 cases were referred to the OJ. What happened to the other cases? Positive yung operation nyo, di ba? So, bakit hindi na-file ng kaso yung iba?
I also asked that question with our legal division, sir. And,
So, what was the response?
it's actually, sir, one case covers multiple apprehensions, sir.
No, each apprehension should be one case file.
Can I just refer you to DEPCOM Banner, sir, to explain?
Maski isang tao lang nag-commit, pag several acts, separate cases yun.
Again, Your Honor, can I request DEPCOM Banner to
Okay.
shed light on this, sir?
Yes, sir, that's true, sir. That's why I said, just like a while ago, I said it's 12 counts of acts, sir, that we filed against this consignee. In the reports presented by our commissioner, sir, it says 172 apprehensions, but in our cases, in the cases that we filed in the DOJ, sometimes these apprehensions includes only in one BL on one entry involves 10 containers or 5 containers. So in one BL, there are sometimes 3 or 4 containers. So it involves one act. But in the in our records, sir, if there are 5 acts of filing a misdeclared item, in one consignee, we filed 5 counts of criminal charges also, sir.
Alam nyo kasi parang ang hirap lusutan pag binabasa natin itong pagdadaanan. Ano? Simula muna, magre-register ng business name, either DTI or SEC, di ba? And then kukuha ng mayor's permit. So identify dyan. Pangalawa, kukuha ng accreditation sa Bureau of Customs. Mahirap din kunin yan. Di ba? May mga requirements. Pangatlo, enlistment by the Department of Agriculture, yung Food Safety Regulatory Authority as a commodity importer. Mahirap din kunin yan. Pang-apat, magsisecure ng SPSIC, di ba? Yung phytosanitary from the Food Safety Regulatory Agencies concerned, di ba? Mahirap din kunin yan. Dadaan sa butis ng karayom, bakit tumulos ito yung smuggling? Ang hirap maintindihan. Meron pang first border, may second border pa, meron pang cold storage warehouse na accredited pa ng DA. Kindly explain to us because we cannot understand bakit lumulusot sa dami ng pagdadaanan, parang butas ka ng karayom eh. Bakit ang daming carrot sa labas? Ang daming broccoli? Ang daming imported pork na hindi rin dumaan nakalusot din. Yung CSW lang, yung cold storage warehouses lang. Hindi yan pwede lumabas nang wala ring clearance. Nakaregister din yon. Ito yung napakahirap maintindihan. Kami mismo mahirapang maintindihan. Lalo na yung mga affected, they will never understand. So, yun. Tapos meron pang yung pagpapasok ng goods, yung declaration, may risk classification pa. Di ba? Oh. Tapos, yung sa second border, paki-explain lang sa amin, DA and Bureau of Customs, bakit lumulusot in spite of the so many stages? Ang tawag nga rito nung gumawa ng study, si Dr. Puico ba yun? Ang tawag niya, 8 toll gates of agricultural smuggling. Ang daming pagdadaanan. Bakit lumusot? Bakit ang daming lumulusot? Paki-explain na sa amin so para makakuha tayo ng solution because unless you explain it to us how these things are happening, we cannot resolve this issue. Pabalik-balik lang tayo. Di ba, Congressman Nicky? Galing na tayo rito eh. Ilang araw na tayo ng Committee of the Whole. Ito rin yung issues pinag-uusapan natin eh. Hindi tayo makagraduate. After several hearings, makakalimutan natin. Pero the laws are sufficient. interagency cooperation is sufficient, regulations are sufficient, and yet, hindi nagbabago yung complaints. Tuloy-tuloy smuggling. Kindly explain. Yun lang. That's my only question. We need a satisfactory or convincing man lang na explanation. Why? How are this happening? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You may consume the rest of the day explaining why. So, para lang masatisfy nyo yung mga ibang resource persons. Ang hirap maintindihan talaga, Tom Jagger. Pakilang, or DA, kindly explain din. Alam nyo, ang laban natin dito parang paguran eh.
Yes, Your Honor.
Napapagod.
Actually, from first border to second border, it should have been detected at the very instance that the container entered the port. It's already being inspected and it undergoes X-ray inspection, and everything inside is being looked into before it gets into the second border. The only thing that we are concerned about is as soon as it enters the second border, all that we are declared in terms of the SPS are complied, and there are no other things that comes into the picture from the port to the CSW, to the cold storage warehouses. So as much as we are concerned about this, we are worried that probably at the very instance that it enters the port, there already are something that is going on there. And that's, I don't know how it happens. We are as well puzzled on this, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yun ang isang suspecha ko, hindi interagency cooperation, interagency conspiracy. Kaya lumulusot.
Yes, sir. Actually, there is already a task, the technical working group that is looking into that. This is a DA, BOC, TWG, and it's already agreed that at the very instance that these are already being examined at the first border, the DA can participate in the examination because before there was this practice that DA actually is only responsible as soon as it passes in examination. And in fact, to fully address the issue of possible entry of other commodities that are being brought into, possibly they are mixed up with some legally imported commodities, we have recently put up another facility, that is the second border facility for examination of agricultural products. So hopefully, these new facilities can address this problem right after the first border. So, and in the process of transporting it from the port up to the CSW, they still undergo a certain level of examination. Thank you.
Yes, by the way, when I mentioned interagency conspiracy, I'm not referring to high-level conspiracy. I'm referring to the personnel on the ground. I want to make that clear. Yun ang dapat makorek. Kasi siguro wala rin nahuhuli. Sila nag-uusap doon eh. And more or less, we know that these things are happening, di ba? So, maybe closer supervision. Tapos, paano lumulusit yung ready to close? Yung bang parang fly by night? Eh, ang daming ang dinadaanan eh. From registration hanggang sa makalabas ng CSW, yung mga agri products. Mahirap talaga, ay hirap maintindihan, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. Even for somebody who has undergone so many investigations or conducted so many investigations, ang hirap pa rin maintindihan. Yung Department of Agriculture, napakaraming agencies, in charge of food security and importation. Di ba? Meron tayong BPI, BAI, NMIS, BFAR. So, wala bang overlapping of functions? Anybody from DA? Kasi
Wala
parang
po,
merong
Yes, Your
hindi
Honor.
overlap kundi conflict. Yung sino ba talaga in charge sa pagbigay ng SPSIC? NMIS, yung National Meat Inspection. Natanong na rin to during the previous hearings. Or the Bureau of Animal Industry. Parang merong mali sa sa delineation ng function. Who is actually
Your Honor,
issuing
yes.
SPSIC?
Actually, Your Honor, there is no overlap because each of these agencies handles specific commodity. As to NMIS, for instance, it handles meat products, the importation of meat products, for instance. As for BAI, it handles livestock, live animals, and similar commodity that are being brought in. For fisheries, of course, these are the fish products. For BAI, these are a couple of commodities that are related to plant materials, finished commodities related to plant, say, for instance, rice. So the conflict of functions are remote. We are currently also undertaking a harmonization of all regulatory functions so that they are somehow coordinated and they interact. And of course, the importance of having a coordinated databases so that we are able to also confer with our partner agencies such as BOC in terms of importation.
Yes, but why did you issue a regulation allowing the BAI to issue SPS ICs? Eh, yun ang nakaprovide naman sa batas, NMIS ang dapat nag-i-issue ng SPS IC. Pero somehow you circumvented the way of regulation issued by the DA. Bakit nyo inalaw yung Bureau of Animal Industry na mag-issue ng SPS IC? Ang mandate na yan nasa NMIS. So, what do you propose to do para mawala itong, alam mo, usurpation nito of authority by one agency, nears of yung power ng another agency within the DA. Kaya magulo eh, maraming ito, under the provision of Republic Act 1556, amended by PD number 7, ang task ng BAI, investigate, study, and report the cause of dangerous communicable diseases and by means and the means of prevention and in general to promote the development of the livestock industries. Ba't siya nag-i-issue ng SPSIC? Di ba dapat NMIS yun? Problema natin dito, ano eh.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, may we request the Director of the BAI to answer this question?
Director, I understand is also sworn in earlier, no? Right? All right, so go ahead. Please pick a. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, sa mga honorable members of this Senate. Sir, batas po na nag-create sa Bureau of Animal Industry, yung Act 3639, as read by the good senator, has mandated by to look actually and preserve po yung local livestock and poultry population natin against diseases. Sir, SPS or sanitary phytosanitary measures are actually measures against these diseases, Your Honor, and it falls under the mandate of BAI. So, in that sense, Your Honor, yung BAI po ang nag-i-issue ng SPS kasi po ang pag-accredit po natin ng foreign meat establishments ay actually divided into two areas. One area is we evaluate the animal health programs of the country who is wishing to access our markets. Dito po, ina-assess natin yung programs nila, yung presence or absence of diseases. And ang National Meat Inspection Service naman po, ang focus po niya ay dun sa food safety aspect. So, ang ini-evaluate po ng NMIS ay yung mga meat plants or yung mga planta kung saan po pinaprocess or kinakata yung karne at doon po ito ay ipinapak. So that's the delineation of function, Mr. Chair. So yung pong SPS, sanitary phytosanitary, And even with trade, ang nakikipag-coordinate po ay ang Bureau of Animal Industry, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, with the permission of Senator Lacson, Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. President,
Go
rather.
ahead, Senator Pangilinan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yung bae, hayop. Yung NMIS, pagkain. Yung pumapasok na karne, na offals, etc., pagkain yun eh. So bakit nailagay sa bae? Food safety ang primary concern ng imported meat for consumer consumption. Paano napunta sa bae na ang concern ay animal health?
Mr. Chair, if I may po. As again po, Mr. Chair, the area of concern for sanitary phytosanitary, Mr. Chair, includes both food safety and disease and other hazards concern. Yun pong mga hayop na dadalhin sa Pilipinas bago po yan i-slaughter ay kailangan pong malaman natin ang disease condition or anumang programa against particular diseases ng country na mag-export. Kaya
Yes,
nga po,
yes, I understand. I understand the kung hayop. Pero ito karne. Ano na to, slaughtered na to. Ano na to eh? Kung hindi kasim, liempo, 'di ba? Ba't ilalagay sa animal industry yung kasim, tsaka yung liempo, tsaka yung kung ano pang mga karne? 'Di ba dapat sa NMIS 'yun?
yes, I understand fully,
Anong
Mr. Chair.
expertise ninyo sa pagkain? Na kayo ngayon ang magche-check phytosanitary and sanitary. Oo, tama 'yun. Paghayop. 'Di ba? Kasi ayaw natin pumasok yung hoof and mouth disease o kaya yung avian flu ng mga hayop na buhay, 'di ba? Yung mga imported na mga kasi magpaparami tayo ng baka o ng baboy o ng kambing. So papasok mo 'yan buhay, 'di ba? Para magkaroon ng hybrid na magandang quality, mas maganda ang produkto ng gatas, etc. Pagka hybrid buffalo, buhay 'yun. Pero bakit pati yung karne sa inyo?
Mr. Chair, yun pong karne ay also a medium of transfer of the diseases that can affect the industry. So as I mentioned, Mr. Chair, ang SPS po ay malawak po ang kanyang sakop at yun nga po, isa doon ay ang maaaring pagpasok ng sakit ng hayop sa atin, kagaya po ng nabanggit ni former Congressman Nicky Briones kanina, yung mga karne na po pwedeng paggalingan ng even ASF and even avian influenza or even yung foot and mouth disease, Mr. Chair.
Sandali lang, with the permission of Senator Lacson and Pangilinan. Senator Villar was raising her hand earlier on this matter. But Senator Lacson still has the floor. Senator Villar, go ahead.
I just want to make a manifestation with regards to that, to the question of Senator Pangilinan. This week we will be filing the livestock, poultry, and dairy bill, development bill. And one of the things that we will clarify in that bill is the organization of the Bureau of Animal Industry and NMIS, because we are confused because the Bureau of Animal Industry and NMIS, they're very concerned about regulatory. Wala nang developmental. So we will try to solve that in the bill that we will file, that one agency will be developmental and one agency will be regulatory. So that would be solved by the bill I'm going to file sa plenary this week. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. That's good news for the committee. Senator Lacson, you may proceed.
Yes, thank you. And I could not agree more with Senator Pangilinan. Nomenclature pa lang, aliwanag na eh. Yung isa, meat, pareho silang regulatory agencies. Pero tama si Senator Villar, kailan talaga clearly ma-delineate. Yung isa, nomenclature, animal industry. Bakit nakikialam sila sa meat? Ganun lang simple. Meron tayong National Meat Inspection Service. Meron, di ba, meat ang kanyang mandate. Bakit yung BAI pumasok sa meat? Tama si Senator Kiko eh. Kung hayop na para ma-improve yung breed ng local, halimbawa hog or chickens, okay yon, may pakialam kayo doon, Bureau of Animal Industry. Pero pag pumasok na karne na, ibigay nyo na sa NMIS, kaya nagtuturuan eh. Now, sabi ni Commissioner Guerrero kanina, di ba, sa first border, ang unang titingin muna dyan, DA eh. Di ba, yung first border, although nasa customs area, yung agricultural products are supposed to be examined jointly by DA and DOH. Tapos after examination, documentary, no, lahat. Saka palang papasok yung jurisdiction ng customs kasi ipoprocess nila kasi imported yan. So yung first line of defense, nasa DA. So kung doon pa lang lumulusot na, ilulusot talaga all the way yan. Tapos babalik sa inyo yung jurisdiction dahil pagpasok na sa cold storage warehouse. Sa inyo rin kukuha ng permit yan kung ilalabas. E sa presentation nga ni Congressman Nicky kanina, ang laki ng volume ng smuggled eh. That's only myth. Sa testimony naman kanina ng taga Trinidad, ganun din. And I heard, were you the one interviewed by Mr. Ted Filon tungkol sa strawberry? Yung sa ano ito? Yung sa importation ng prutas? Europlant industry. Ang justification, kaya raw inaalaw yung strawberry ng Korea, hindi raw ka-level ng strawberry ng La Trinidad. Is that an accurate, tama ba yung pagkadinig ko? Na pinapayagan na pumasok yung strawberry ng Korea kasi hindi pareho ng quality ng strawberry natin sa Baguio or sa La Trinidad. And I would like to hear also the response of the Miss Agot.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ang sabi kasi ng Bureau Plant, kaya inaalaw yung importation ng strawberry from Korea dahil magkaibang level, 1,000 or 1,500 per kilo raw yung strawberry ng Korea, yung sa inyo raw dyan sa Baguio, nasa mga 200, 300 lang. So hindi affected yung strawberry farm sa La Trinidad because ibang quality naman daw yung inaalaw nila na ma-import.
Actually, sir,
Yes.
yes, sir. Nung nakita po namin yung justification ng BPI kung bakit inalaw po nila ito, ang nakalagay po doon ang isusupply daw po nila ay yung mga Koreans living in the country. Yun po yung isang rason nila.
Ang market lang Korean, pero pag pinakawalan mo sa market, bawal bumili Pilipino?
Kaya nga po wala naman po silang control. Imagine, 2 container vans weekly. Tapos honestly po sa Cebu, yung mga malls, SNR, mga high-end markets po, hindi na po nag-order, tumigil na po ng pag-order sa strawberry ng Benguet. Korean strawberries na po ang binibenta doon. Actually, mas malaki po yung jumbo size ng strawberry ng Benguet kumpara doon po sa Korean strawberry. Ang diferensya lang po, which is why yun din po yung question namin. 1 month po yan na nasa cold storage, nag-travel po yan, pero hindi po siya nalamog, hindi po siya nasira, hindi nalusaw. Matigas po siya pero matamis. Compared po dun sa Benguet strawberry, which is madali po siyang malamog kasi fresh na fresh nga po, galing dito sa Benguet. Yun po nagtataka kami kung ano ka po kaya ang preservative na ginamit doon kung bakit ganun katagal matigas pa rin. Kaya yung mga high-end markets po sa Cebu, hindi na po nag-order dito sa amin ang mga strawberries po namin despite the fact na mas malaki yung jumbo size namin at mas mababa yung presyo. Sa market lang po, sa wet market lang po nabibenta na yung mga strawberries po namin. Sa mga high-end markets, hindi na po sila nag-order precisely because of, yun nga po, mas tumatagal daw yung Korean strawberry kasi matigas po siya talaga.
Yes, BPI. Why are you killing your fellow Filipinos? Gusto niyo mawala ng hanap buhay yung mga kababayan natin doon sa La Trinidad? Import kayo ng import.
Good morning po, Chair, President, Senate, and Senator Lacson. Actually, yung pong comment na sinasabi niyo na strawberry from Korea was allowed because of the reason na mas magandang quality. Actually, hindi naman po ganun ang ibig
Kung
sabihin
narinig
po.
ko sa sagot ng taga BPI, yung director ng BPI, ang sabi niya, 1,000 to 1,500 ang presyo ng Korean strawberries. Yung local, 200 to 200 to 300, kaya hindi magko-compete. Iba raw yung kakain nun. Ibang social status ang kakain ng Korean strawberries. So, hindi maapektuhan yung local strawberries. Yun po yung sagot. I wonder if you were the one interviewed I was listening
Actually, the person was the director of the BPI, Director George Colaste. He was the one that was interviewed by...
Yun, that was the reason given.
Yeah.
Ngayon, when you were asked by the La Trinidad planters or businessmen there, ang sagot nyo naman na yun, as mentioned, iba naman yung dahilan. So which is which?
To be honest, sir, I could not answer for that.
Problema, you cannot answer and
Yes,
you're
sir.
from the BPI.
Yes, what I would like to emphasize, sir, that this bago naman pinayagan po itong importation ng strawberry from Korea, nag-undergo po ito talaga ng process. Then it's also part of our commitments as a trading partners. So dumaan po yan sa proseso. Hindi po yan.
Yeah, dumaan sa proseso, but we are killing the industry, the local industry. Why import when we have strawberries here?
The intention,
Why
sir,
import carrots when you have carrots here?
that's all part of the sir, we have a commitments po kasi sa international trade.
Well, I think
So we
your
are not
commitment to your fellow Filipinos is more important than your commitment with foreign with importers.
Actually, not the intention to kill the local farmers. So we are also supportive with this ating what you call this mandate to support the farmers ng ating local farmers. Pero so we have to understand, sir, that being part of the trade organization, so we have to balance.
Miss Agot, may shortage pa ng strawberry sa atin?
Sir, meron po ba? May I
Shortage pa
just
tayong strawberry?
Sir?
May shortage tayo ng strawberry?
Actually po, peak season po ng strawberry, December
Yung pang
hanggang...
isa, tinataon nyo pang peak season bago kayo nag-i-import para kayo nananadya.
Sir,
That was,
can I mention something? Yung result po kasi
Go ahead.
ng PRA ng strawberry na galing po sa BPI, nakalagay po doon na high risk yung strawberry from Korea. Meaning malaki po yung tsansa na pag napasok po ito, may dala pong mga diseases and pests ito. Kaya nga po, umalma po ang local government namin dito na wag na sanang papasukin kasi yun nga po yung result. High risk nga po yung Korean strawberry. Nevertheless, pinapasok pa rin. And pag tiningnan naman po namin yung Philippine-Korean Free Trade Agreement, hindi naman po nakasama doon sa listahan ang strawberry na pwedeng papasukin from Korea. If you are talking about our international responsibility to trade with other countries, wala po doon tiningnan po namin.
Well, you want to respond? Go ahead.
yes, sir. Yung po sinasabi po ni ma'am. Actually, hindi naman po sinabi po, kaya po nagkakaroon talaga ng per-risk analysis to establish po yung risk involved. So with that study that's being done, so kapag po nakita na meron tayong could use mitigating measures to address the risk to introduce pests, so yun po yung ginagawa natin before we will be allowing such importation. So hindi naman po ito basta na lang na pinapayagan or to kill the industry or kung ano man po ang purpose. So yun lang naman po ang aking men. Dahil po ito
So-
ay dumadaan sa proseso at sa yung pong risk to introduce ng pest or disease ay yung po ay talagang ina-address naman po ng BPI through the pest risk analysis procedures.
High risk pa. Ha? Anyway, sa ibang bansa, yung mga prutas nga natin at saka yung prutas na yun, hindi pinapapasok eh. Whether konti lang or importation, hindi pinapapasok eh. The US, $10,000. Anyway, now you know why I voted against the WTO GATT in 1994. Proteksyon na natin yung mga magsasaka. Ang tigas ng ulo nila. Sige, ayan, nandiyan tayo. Anyway, okay na. Yeah, the Vice Chairman can interject anytime. Anyway. So we will proceed with the, I'm sure you will want to pursue this, my colleagues. But as practiced by the Committee of the Whole, before they line up, we will have to first give the floor to the officers. So we only have one officer anyway, so it's the majority leader. Majority leader. So Senator Subiri, and then the lineup, sa pagkakalista, will have to go Pangilinan, Marcos, Revilla, Villar, Hontiveros, because Senator Pangilinan was the author of the resolution. But because of the tradition, majority leader, you have the floor. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, our Senate President, as well as my dear colleagues and all our stakeholders that are here today. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Alam mo, tama po yung punto ng ating mga magsasaka. Talagang over